Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here on Monte Carlo today for a little Monte Monday action. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be welding in those patches that we made last week and got the back side of them painted. We have those right here. So got the back side painted. There's another one that's up there. But real quick, before we do that, I'm gonna clean this fender. We got a new product in the shop. Now I have three projects that are going on in the shop. Monte Carlo is always the most recent videos up to date. The Jeep, there's just so many videos that get made every week for that. We're behind on it because I make 6 days of videos for that, so it's kind of hard to keep up on those when I'm out here filming every single day, and we don't want to make 3-hour videos on that. So the stuff that we got that we're about to test on this was actually bought for that, so you will see that months down the road as if this is a new product on that Jeep. And then my project that's in the back, which is uncovered at the moment, I've been using it on that as well. Those videos aren't released to YouTube yet. When they get released, it'll be a new product on that vehicle as well. So, new product. I found this stuff out by a guy that goes by the name of Man Candy. He has a YouTube channel called Garage Fab. If you haven't checked him out, go check him out. He does awesome work. So he turned me on to this product, and it was like last month he had put out a video. He's working on this bed. He's body dropping a pickup truck bed, and he doesn't have room in his garage to be building it, so he's building it on his driveway, and all the brand new metal got rained on and it all turned to rust. So he found out about this stuff and used it, and it worked awesome. So I went and picked some up myself. You can get it from Lowe's. It's roughly right around 20 bucks. I think it's 17 and some change, and then after tax, you're a little over 20 bucks. So I could only find it at Lowe's. I think Home Depot has it too, but we don't have a Home Depot out by us. Menards has a similar product, but it's not the same as this stuff. So what this stuff is, it's by a company called Pinstripe with a K, and it's concrete and metal prep, rust remover, and surface prep. So Menards has a very similar stuff that says concrete and metal prep, but it does not say rust remover or surface prep underneath. So this is the stuff that you want. Like I said, Lowe's has it, Menards does not. Home Depot has it, but I don't have a Home Depot by me. So make sure you're wearing gloves when you're doing this. I would highly suggest wearing a mask. I have my ventilation system running, so it's sucking everything out. But it's very potent, very acidic chemical. If you get it on your shirt, it's going to bleach your shirt. If you get it on your skin, it's going to start burning within a couple of minutes. So I would suggest eyewear, gloves, mask, well ventilated area, and have like shop wipes handy, so that way if you get anything on you, you can wipe it off right away. Not paper towels, like something with soapiness to it, like a shop wipe, baby wipes. And don't get it on anything that you don't want it on. If you get it on fresh paint, it's gonna screw it up. It's not like a paint stripper, but it's gonna stain it and leave marks on it, and I can promise you it's not good for the paint. So I'm gonna try not to get it on the firewall. I'm gonna try not to get it on our core support or our frame, because that stuff is painted. Red scuffy pad and some paper towels to wipe it down. So what Garage Fab had said was that what he had heard is that, so I didn't read the bottle, but I'm pretty sure like after you're done using this stuff, you're supposed to wash it off with like soap and water. But if you just wipe it down with a paper towel and kind of leave this chemical on there, it will stop it from rusting down the future. And he said that from what he's seen is that you can sand and body work and prime over this stuff. Now don't hold me to that, I don't know that for sure. But basically you just spray it on, rub it down with the scuff pad real good, and then wipe it off. And this stuff works awesome. I love this stuff. I don't know how I didn't know about this stuff earlier, but it works so well. So like I said, I'm gonna spray it in areas, keeping it away from anything that might be painted up there. And this stuff is concrete prep too, so when you drip it all over your concrete, it's gonna turn your concrete white. And if you leave too much of this stuff on the panel, it'll turn your panel white too. Now I have been making sure that I get everything very wet, very saturated, and I've been letting it sit and do what it does. I've been doing like 10 minutes. I've been letting it sit, and then I come back, spray it down again, hit it with the scuff pad again, and then I let it sit like another 10 minutes. And then, so like 20 minutes. Put it on, takes you a couple minutes to put it on. Wait 10 minutes, put some more on, scuff it up again. Wait another 10 minutes. Rub it down with scuff pad again, and then wipe it off with just a dry towel. And the reason that I like this stuff is because every time something surface rusts around here, and I've explained this in other videos before, like when I lived in Chicago, I didn't have this problem. I could strip a car down and work on it over the next 6 months, and unless I touched the car with my bare hands, we never had a problem with anything getting surface rust. Here in Indiana, I can prep something one night, come out the next morning, and there's a layer of rust on it. It's just, I can't get away from it. I don't know what it is out here, but I can't get away from it. Every time you hit it with the burnishing tool, or you hit it with a DA or a grinder, whatever it is that you're doing to get that rust off, you're taking metal off each time. And some vehicles, like this vehicle that I have in the back, like this vehicle has been sanded down to bare metal so many times. Like before I even owned it, it was sanded down to bare metal. So, and I sanded it down to bare metal a whole lot. So each time you're taking metal off. That pretty soon, if I keep at it with that vehicle back there, there's not going to be any metal left. So this stuff is awesome for cleaning the metal and not having to sand. And you know, it might take you 20 minutes to do it, but what are you going to spend sanding it? You're probably going to spend 20 minutes sanding it. and you're taking metal off. This stuff doesn't take any metal off. So, and it cleans, I think, way better than the DA does. And if it protects it from rusting, I don't know yet. We're still kind of testing that theory. We'll find out over the next couple weeks with this. We're putting this on, we're wiping it off. And if we come out next week and there's no rust on this thing, or at least not as much, I'll be happy with it. So, like I said, nice and wet, red scuff pad, wait 10 minutes, do it again, wait 10 minutes, do it again, wipe everything off, and it is nice and clean. We will be back. Like I said, I'm gonna let this sit, so we'll be back, and we'll show you guys what this looks like after that process that I just explained. And after that, we'll get to welding in these patches. So, see you guys back here in just a second for you guys. Okay, so we're ready to wipe this down now. We didn't quite do the 20 minutes. I kind of rushed through this because I want to get to work. But just I'm just using a paper towel, and I'm just wiping all this stuff off. And from what I've heard, that, you know, leaving the film from this stuff on here is what stops it from rusting again. Now, if you don't wipe this off, it's going to turn your fender white, or whatever it is that you're working on, white. So you want to wipe it off, and you'll see if you don't wipe it off good enough, it's going to leave white streaks everywhere. When you're wiping this off like this, like, you can feel it. It feels kind of tacky, kind of sticky. So that's pretty much it for this stuff. I'm just gonna let it dry up now, and you can see like how clean this fender is now. Now where you have like rust that has been there for years, like, it's not gonna get that 100%. I'm sure if you keep working at it, maybe used a wire wheel on it with this product, you could maybe get all that pitting out of there. You know, there's still some pitting up here. Like, that pitting is years and years and years of rust sitting. But, so, you know, we're still gonna sandblast this fender at the end when we're done. But what a good product to have around in the shop when you're working with bare metal on a constant basis. This stuff, I've been using it on everything since I picked it up. Like, oh, bare metal here, let's clean it with this. Oh, here. I'm all over the place with this stuff. It's my new favorite tool in the shop. It's definitely something that and I'm not promoted by this stuff. Like I said, Garage Fab turned me onto it. And it is something that I am going to keep in my shop on a regular basis. Now, I did pick up a Zep bottle from Lowe's when I was there, and this stuff is for chemicals. This bottle. If you just use like, you know, your regular like Windex bottle, I think it would destroy that pretty quick. But, you know, they have bottles like that one that are designed for chemicals, and I would highly suggest getting a heavy duty bottle for chemicals. And like I said, it's not, you know, it's not a tell-all, done-all. You know, once you put this stuff on, you're good to go. You know, you still need to, you know, sandblast what you need to sandblast and clean up what you need to clean up. But cleans off surface rust. That's what I would say this is mainly going to be used for in this shop, is for cleaning up surface rust. Stuff that happens overnight or over a week, or on the case and the one in the back over months, and it took it off. I mean, that was surface rust that was sitting on there for the last 3 months. And it's taking it off. It takes a little bit more elbow grease to get it off, but it's taking it off. So, yeah. Hopefully I turned you guys on to something cool. I really enjoy it. I'm getting a kick out of it. Like I said, I'm using it all over the place. I've done my table, my workbench over there that's always bare metal so that I can weld to it. I did the floor for the Jeep bed. I've been doing the project in the back. Now we've done this fender up here. So yeah, let me get this stuff cleaned up and out of here, because like I said, it is quite potent. And we'll be back. I'm gonna get the welder over here and we'll be back to weld these patches in. So I'll see you guys back here in a minute. Back over here. I'm gonna use my little cookie. We're gonna clean up these patches real quick. Tack this in and we're gonna hold.
You got the headlights. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Yeah. Okay, we're back. Holly wanted me to come check out her new headlights for the Colorado. I haven't started on it yet, but we're going to be doing some videos on that. We're going to be pretty much putting a new front end on the truck and fixing a bunch of hail damage and other damage. You'll see it in the video. But that'll be coming up here soon. We were just waiting for all the parts to get here, and they are all finally here, except for wheels and tires, which I'm hoping that we'll be able to get here somehow, some way. So, but whew, ow. I really wanted to bang on that while that was hot, but Okay, we got that tacked in place. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna cut this one weld in the center so that we can tap this up a little bit. But I think what we're gonna maybe do here. Maybe when we come back after lunch, I may take the fender off, and we may do it on a stand. I may not. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's more comfortable to sit here on the floor or to sit on a stool bent over. Probably not bent over. That would probably not be the good one. So I'm not super happy with this patch up here. But a little bit of body work will take care of it. I almost want to say I put the patch in upside down. But it fit perfect there, but our line is kind of going uphill that we put in that. But I can get to it from the back side, so maybe after it's all welded in, we can hammer and dolly and get that line back where it needs to be. So that's why I noticed it like right after, like we had like 2 tacks in it, and I was like, I can get to it from the back. So we'll have to try and see if we can maybe straighten that out a little bit. I don't know. We didn't nail that one. I'll say that. The bottom one I'm pretty happy with. A couple of gaps are a little wider than I would like, but nothing that I can't weld. So, anyways, it's lunchtime, so I will see you guys a little bit later, and we'll finish getting this welded in and ground up, and then we'll decide what we're gonna do next. I don't know what we'll get done tonight. I know there's a dent at the front of the fender that we got to pin pull. We have to heat shrink where they hammered it in for the emblems long time ago. Wasn't me. And then this dent that goes up the fender right here in the center that we had to do all that work on and weld up all those rust holes and all that stuff. It looks like that there's a couple spots there that need to be pulled as well. So, and then definitely not going to happen tonight, but maybe next week we can finish sandblasting this. I did pick up some sand over the weekend, so we have plenty of sand to go through and finish sandblasting this, and hopefully get some sealer on it. So that'll be next week's project, hopefully. And then we got to jump back over to the other side, and we got to weld up all the holes in the wheel well like we did on this side. And then we can just reseal those spots. There's a couple pinholes over here that we need to weld up. We'll do that when we're doing this. And then I've talked with Colleen. I think we're gonna order here over the next couple weeks. We're gonna order motor mounts so that we can put this motor in. So I think once we get these fenders wrapped up, we're gonna paint the firewall, and we're gonna get the motor put in here. I have a brand new wiring kit for this. I already have it. So we'll start we'll start wiring up that motor and see if we can, you know, it'll take a little bit. You know, I only work a day a week on this, and that day I only work, you know, it's usually 2-3 hours in the morning and 2-3 hours at night is what I work on this. So it'll probably take us a couple weeks to get it wired up and get it running. But that's what we're gonna shoot for. We're gonna have to put the motor and trans back together. I'm gonna have to dig the drive shaft back out so that we can make sure you know, everything fits as it should. And yeah, so that's coming up soon. We got a couple weeks before that happens, but we are going to start to get the motor and trans put in this. It may not, you know, it may not be a permanent thing, but then again, it might. We'll have to see how things go, but that's the next thing that we can work on without spending a whole lot of money on this. So hopefully, you know, hopefully when we wrap up this Jeep this year, we'll be able to get the doors and quarter panels for this. And then got a couple more projects in line after the Jeep, and hopefully we'll be able to get with those projects as we get those done. I got some that are they should be fairly quick. Hopefully maybe we can get some suspension parts for it or whatever. Just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. That's for sure. So I'll see you guys back here a little later after lunch. I'm out. Alright, we're back out here after some lunch. An old man nap. And we're gonna clean this up a little bit. And we're gonna just start welding. I'm not gonna take it off like I said earlier. Would help if I turned on the air. Ow! We'll be back. It broke the wire in the welder. Something's going on. It keeps getting stuck in the tip. I'm gonna put a new tip on it as well. Okay, we're back, and hopefully we got it fixed up. The wire was actually stuck in here. I couldn't even get it out, and it happened a couple of times. So the other couple times I was able to get the wire to pop loose in there, but this time I couldn't. And it actually broke the wire in the welder itself, so I had to pull the wire out of the whip, which it broke off really short at the welder end of it, and then it was stuck in this tip, and I couldn't get this tip out of the end of the gun to cut it and pull it back that way. So it just took me a few minutes. It was a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Alright, we get that all welded up. I'm gonna let this cool up a little bit. I'm gonna go grab a new grinding disc and grab my other pair of gloves, and we'll be back. So you can kind of see here like the difference since we put that chemical on here between like metal that didn't have it. And you know, I used to use a chemical like this a long time ago that it may have been by the same company, I don't know, but it came with the POR 15 kits back, 15-20 years ago. So but I never really used it for just cleaning metal in general. It was used for stuff before I POR 15'd it. So I think it's some cool stuff. But you can see it, like, it almost turned this metal like a bluish compared to this. So and once we get this all grinded and cleaned up, I'll put a little on there just so we can, or maybe I'll leave that and we'll see what it looks like next week. Did it rust here, or did it rust here and not here, you know? Alright, like I said, cool off. We'll be back to grind it. Back over here. Got a little 36 grit here, and we're just gonna try and knock down the weld some, and then we'll go back to, I don't know, 60 or 80, something like that. Oh, that was a good one too. Alright. Other than, you know, I see a couple of spots that we got some pinholes. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. So let's weld up what I can see. I'll have to go grab a flashlight. But there's some that I can see clearly. I might have to take the fender off to weld that stuff up. Alright, I'm gonna pull this fender off so that we can get this bottom edge. I can't see what I'm doing and I'm just burning holes in it. I'll be right back. That corner there just must be really thin there. Alright, we got Alright, let's see. We got 7 minutes. Let's see if we can heat shrink this in 7 minutes. Okay, we're down to 5 minutes. I don't think so. I think it made it worse. Okay, so this first one feels great. Dent's gone. Second one, we're really close. Third one, I can't reach it. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to put the fender back on the car. I'm gonna have to use that pry bar to go through here and push it out from the back, but we are out of time. So we'll pick back up on that next week. We could also try and pin pull that, but you know, we do got to pin pull a couple things. There's a dent there. There's a dent up here. So maybe we'll pin pull it. Maybe we'll just pry on it. The heat shrinking, you know, if anything, it puts strength back. Ooh, did you hear that whistle? It puts strength back in the metal. Before you could push the dent out from the back and it would just go right back. Now it didn't. You know, now we got the dent out. So, or part of it at least. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. And we'll see you next Monday, and we'll pick back up where we left off and continue getting this fender finished. We're one step closer. See you guys later. Oop.